What's going on, guys? My name is Sweat. Welcome back to another Apex Legends video. In today's video, I'm going to be going over different types of grapples that you can use with Pathfinder. So if you're a Pathfinder player that struggles with movement and grappling correctly, then this video is definitely one you're going to want to stick around for. I want to split this video up into two sections, by the way. In the first part, I will of course list the different types of grapples to use as Pathfinder and how to perform them, along with some little quick Pathfinder tips. And then in the second part of the video, I want to go over some gameplay and put you into the mind of a 10,000 plus kill Pathfinder main. Also, just an FYI, this is not a full Pathfinder guide, so if you're looking for that, then I actually do have a video on it. I will place a card in the top right now. Click on that if you're looking for the full Pathfinder guide that I made a few months back. Without further ado, let's get into some grapples. Alright everybody, I figured I would start off the tips by telling you about the types of grapples I like to use to engage in fights quickly and finish enemies off if needed. If you're a Pathfinder main, then you should already know and be using almost all of these on the daily, by the way, before we start. Alright, starting off pretty basic here, we have the normal grapple, and this is mostly going to be used for gaining high ground and or getting on top of buildings, etc. Just aim your grapple at the edge of a building or a cliff and hit whatever button or key that you have your tactical ability set to. Like I said earlier, this one is not too complicated. Next up, we have the launching grapple, and FYI, this one will take some practice to master if you don't play Pathfinder often. This type of grapple will be used to gain high speeds and fly around the map faster than you can with any other legend in the game, or it can also be used to get over tiny obstacles such as fences or walls. In order to pull off this one, you will need to aim your grapple a good distance in front of you and at the ground. Once you actually hit your grapple button, wait until it hits the ground, and about 1 second after it connects, you should be hitting your jump button. This will launch you insane distances like I said earlier, and this is what it should look like when you do it correctly. Fair warning, as I mentioned, this will take a good amount of practice to get down consistently, and this is by far the most common problem I see Pathfinder players having, is mastering this type of grapple. Grapple number 3 we are going to refer as the swinging grapple. Now this grapple will be used exactly how it sounds, to swing around objects whether they're above you or on the same level as you. To pull this one off, you'll need to aim your grapple at the corner of any object, and then once you actually attach your grapple, then you will move in the direction that you want to swing. The longer you hold onto the grapple button, then the farther in that certain direction you will go. This is what it should look like when you have that down. Grapple number 4 is the jumping swing grapple. This one can be used to get around and over objects that would be on the same level as your character. In order to pull this one off, you will need to hit your jump button as soon as the grapple connects with the surface that you are trying to get over while swinging. This is what that should look like when you have it down. Moving on to grapple number 5, this will be the non-traditional grapple. This grapple can be used to fling over objects at higher speeds than normal. To achieve this, you will need to slightly aim above an object's ledge that is above your character's level, such as a building, and then hit your grapple button to swing over it. This is what that should look like when it's correct. Next up, we have the Tarzan Grapple, as I like to call it. This grapple type will be used exactly how it sounds, to swing like Tarzan. Usually when you're trying to pull off this grapple, you're going to be aiming straight above you and swinging under it like you're swinging through the rainforest on a bunch of vines, like in Tarzan, hence the name Tarzan Grapple. This is what that should look like when you got it down. And now we're moving on to the 180 grapple. Now the 180 grapple is used to fling the opposite direction than you started off facing. To do this, you will need to hold onto the grapple button until you can rotate your momentum a full 180 degrees once you attach to an object or surface. This can most dominantly be used in the train yard, for example, to get on top of those floating fork crates that everybody hates fighting on, or whatever they're called. This is what that should look like when you got it down. And the last type of grapple that I want to mention, we are going to refer to as the reverse momentum grapple. This grapple type is very similar to the launching grapple and should be used to fling around the map at high speeds. To pull this one off, once your grapple hits the ground, you will pull back on your left stick or probably your S key on the keyboard, but correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not very good with mouse and keyboards. But then you're just going to let go like a normal launching grapple, and it will give you a little boost in momentum. This is what that should look like when you got it down. So now that we got all the grapple types out of the way that I could think of off the top of my head, we are going to go over some little things about Pathfinder that should be pretty obvious, but if you're new to the game, then you might not know them. First of all, Pathfinder should be the main source of getting high ground on your team or height advantages for you and your teammates, like I said. If you do utilize his grapple and zipline correctly, you can switch up position on enemies very quickly, and they won't expect it most times. Another thing is that Pathfinder is 100% the fastest character in the game when it comes to getting around the map, and especially when chasing after enemies. Now, he may not be the quickest on his feet, but if you use his grapples like I listed before, then not even Octane will be able to escape you. Alright guys, now that we're done with the tips, we are going to hop into analyzing some gameplay. If you guys are enjoying the video so far, then be sure to drop a fat thumbs up and hit that sub button if you aren't already. 88% of you, by the way. Let's get into the gameplay.
I got some bad guys. Fire. Enemy. Took out an enemy. Great. The ring is close. Less than a minute. Frag out. Frag.
Alright everybody, throughout this fight you'll notice that I'm trying to play the correct angles. I get the high ground on this little hill right here, end up frying this guy walking down the hill, and then it creates a 3v2 situation with me and my teammates having the advantage. Of course, this guy's getting fried across. We're going to push with the grapple. This is what I mean when no one can get away from Pathfinder. I end up missing 40 million shots because I'm garbage at the video game, and then we end up getting the knock. And, you know, using Pathfinder's grapple is not only useful to getting to high ground, like I said earlier, we just saw right there how useful it can be in chasing down enemies as well, and another example of it right here, while it's caustic, just takes a PK shot to the mouth. Alright, so right here, we're getting third-partied, obviously, and the roles are reversed. These guys are in better position. So I'm looking for a 1v1 for myself, and I find it right here. Almost kill this guy, but my main focus, again, is retaking the position that we had earlier, getting the high ground, and we do just that. Now I gotta wait for my grapple to recharge, or else I would already be on that next little cliff or hill right next to me to fry these guys from above. I believe that is what I end up doing anyways. Yep, right here, actually, we're jumping right onto him, and clearly we have an advantage on him right now. We're above them, have way better position on high ground, and this Octane, stubborn as hell, apparently gets away from me right now, but we're going to absolutely fry him in midair. Nobody's getting away from me when I'm path. Let me tell you, boys. Let me tell you right now. And then we're going to clean up this last guy over here to the left in just a second.
Took out an enemy.
That's how you do it. Come now, say hello.
Reloading. We killed the last member. Good work, team.
Nice work, be proud.
Using grapple.
Charging shields.
Reloading. Enemy taken down.
Here's your birthday friend. Hostile right here.
Using grapple. Shooting at me. Wow, looks like that was the last one in the squad.
Must go faster.
Alright, so I really didn't feel the need to talk over those last 2 kills. I mean, the one guy was a easy third-party kill for me, and the last guy was just running away. But right here, as you can tell, again, getting the height advantage with Pathfinder, very crucial. I'm above this guy. He's absolutely fried, and his teammates are really low on health as well. I'm going to go down and end up thirsting this guy, and then we're going to push these guys with everything we got. We got the 3-on-2 advantage. The reason I'm going back and forth right now like a psychopath is because I'm trying to dodge these sniper bullets behind me. But yeah, guys, we're going to end up destroying these lads in just a second. So sit tight, and they're going to be donezo in just a second.
Hostile over there. Rings closing in 1.
Enemy down. I killed an enemy.
Good kill.
Giving my shields a recharge.
And that's all of them.
Hands drawn if you need.
Okay.
Civil Rocky says. THX.
Alright, everybody, so we get ourselves into quite the pickle Rick situation right here. We end up melting this guy with gold. He's down, and then this Wraith is pushing me, so I'm panic grappling, moving back and forth, trying to make this Wraith miss her shots. Thankfully, we do, and we hit some PK shots on her so that my teammate can melt her. But that was an absolutely terrible situation. I should have honestly either grappled up top or grappled away. But hey, we all make mistakes, and my teammate was there to save me, thank God. I was playing with a reliable teammate for once. It's crazy, I know. And then right here, we're going to slide in smooth as hell for this last little PK shot. And that's going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you did enjoy this little grapple guide in the beginning with the tips and the gameplay at the end. It's been Sweat. Have a great rest of your day. Peace out.